It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com, and that was not brand new anymore, but newer music from Nita Strauss. The name of the album is Controlled Chaos. The name of that song was Hope Grows. And on the line right now is the guitarist that's determined to make sure hope grows this weekend by participating in a great event that happens right in your living room if you let it. It is the guitarist herself, Nita Strauss. Nita, how are you?
I'm doing great. Interesting choice, by the way. I don't think I've ever heard a radio show play that particular track from my album.
I have to imagine everybody goes with the Fast and the Furious, and I went a little slower, and it's because it's such a nice tune. It's it's like that combination of musical elements, and it's got that nice piano part, and it's a really cool song.
Thank you so much. That's so nice to hear. What a nice surprise.
See, all of us are, we may all be metalheads, but some of us have that lighter side, I guess.
There you go. I think everybody does. Yeah. Some people hide it better than others.
Exactly. Well, Nita, as I was saying when we first started the interview, you're obviously involved with this Oh Say Can You Stream event, which happens online for beginning tomorrow, Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So why don't we start there with talk a little bit about how you got involved with the project and what people can expect.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to be involved in this project and this event. It's such a cool thing that Dave Ellefson put together. He's got the Dave Ellefson Youth Music Foundation, which is, when we're not in a time of crisis, just dedicated to helping, promote music in schools, which is an incredibly important cause. And now that kids aren't able to go out and attend school and get their music lessons at school, he's bringing the lessons to them. So he contacted me and several other musicians about possibly donating some online lessons, some one-on-one lessons via Skype or Zoom to kind of keep these kids' music education going. So, of course, I said yes. Super excited to be involved even in just that part. And then as it started to take off, they put together this sort of virtual telethon with a lot of the musicians that are involved in the cause. And that's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, and it'll be streaming live. And it'll be me and David doing an acoustic performance. And they've got so many incredible guests just to raise more awareness for the cause.
Now, are you actually going to perform, or are you just talking, or what is your plan right now?
I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do. I guess you'll have to tune in and see tomorrow. I'm not actually sure what the battle plan is, but have guitar will work.
Sure. I have to imagine, probably not on your side as much as on, David's side or whoever he's got engineering this. This thing has to be just an engineering nightmare to kind of manipulate, 100 different streams coming in and out of this broadcast.
Oh, who knows? I will say this, in this, I'm learning a lot about the streaming world, with all this stuff going on. And I actually have a Patreon page, and we do a stream every Sunday, which I call Shred Sunday. And it's so much easier than I expected it would be. I use a platform called Crowdcast on my Patreon. And with that, you can bring people on, and you can, switch between the video feeds easily, and there's no delay and latency. So it's pretty incredible what they're doing with technology these days.
Sure.
I sound old now. These days, and their Zoom.
Well, what's funny is I was talking to David yesterday, and we brought up that exact point of this technology has actually been there for 15 years. When I was working the day job in an office, we used to WebEx all the time between offices and whatnot. And it's ironic, I guess, that with the COVID-19 situation, how this technology that's kind of always been there but sort of been hidden has come to the forefront. Now everybody's realizing it's especially people like yourself that are musicians, this is yet another great avenue that you have to promote your music, to promote what you're doing, and probably other things that you haven't even thought of yet.
Absolutely. It really is. It's definitely different, definitely a big change, but we've got so much going on, right now. You can do so much from home. I'm recording my second album. I'm releasing a guitar instructional course, doing the Patreon live streams. I feel like I'm as busy as I've ever been even though I'm doing it all from my living room.
Sure. Is that comfortable, or does it still feel kind of weird to be sitting at home and, working on an album or working on a instructional video, especially?
Well, I'm gone 10 months out of the year usually. So this is, doing the math and seeing how long this may last. This might be the longest I've been home since I was in the 10th grade. I started touring when I was still in high school. So it's definitely a change.
Sure.
But I think it's good. I think you have to find a way to be positive and make something great happen. The instructional course, thankfully, was filmed before this all happened. So
Okay.
we're just in the process of finishing the editing and building out the website. And so that's going to release, it's called Rock Guitar Fundamentals from Ground Zero to Guitar Hero, and it's basically designed to take somebody from picking up a guitar for the first time to playing like a guitar hero, playing songs and solos. So that's going to be a really, really fun thing when it launches, and it's stuff that, I think people need. We weren't planning on releasing it till later in the year, but now that people are home and want something to do, why not learn guitar?
Sure, definitely. Now, Nita, one thing that, when you're recording a record or a release, I guess there are no records anymore, but when you're recording a release, as a guitar player, it gets stuck in your mind, and you kind of lose grip on if it's good or not. At least that's been my experience. You always think it's good, but then you don't think it's good enough. That's been every musician I've ever talked to has that vibe. And then a lot of times what ends up happening is you need that other person, whether it's an engineer or a producer or somebody, to tell you, well, this will work or this might not work, or you could change this or that. Working from home, are you able to stay comfortably creative, or do you feel like you're not hitting where you should, or not getting enough feedback, or any of that kind of stuff?
See, I'm actually the opposite when it comes to sort of like objectivity in your playing.
Okay.
I'm a lifetime session musician. I spend most of my time playing other people's music and executing it the way that they think it should be executed. So I'm really selfish with my own music. It's hard for me to ask for anybody's opinion about it, whoever it may be. So when I recorded Controlled Chaos, I did that all myself. I engineered the whole album myself. I produced it myself. And I would have done the same thing with this one anyway. So it's, that part doesn't really change for me as much. The only people that really get into it, to assist are like the people I don't do the mix and master and stuff like that. So that's when I start working with other people.
Sure. Is that more comfortable for you than the Alice experience that, is a lot more regimented, I guess? I'm not saying it's not a creative experience, but certainly Alice Cooper has a way of, doing things, and where everything from where you stand to what you play is sort of regimented out.
Actually, not at all.
Oh, really?
It's really not. It's a band, it's a loose, fun, we play tight, but we perform loose, if that makes sense. Like,
Sure.
He doesn't, the only time he'll really say, like, hey, you guys need to stand here, or, make sure you're towards, the back of the stage or whatever it is, if there's like a prop coming out, something like the Frankenstein or the guillotine, something like that, that's when the sort of, more regimented style comes in. But besides that, we're just a rock band doing rock band things.
Sure. Is there music coming from Alice in the future here with you on it, or is that too far down the road to look at this point?
I believe he's recording something. I have not been a part of that process or that conversation. For the most part, he tends to use the live band as the live band and use studio musicians for the albums. But if there's ever an opportunity to write and record with Alice, he's got my number, and I'd love to do it.
Sure. Well, Nita, another group of people that have your number are the WWE, and it has been, as a WWE fan, it has been absolutely cool seeing somebody that I appreciate in the rock world making, great strides several times with WWE. So talk a little bit about those experiences, because, that's such a unique experience that there's just not a lot of you guys out there that have had that experience.
Totally incredible, right? It's beyond wild to think about. WrestleMania was just this past weekend, and I was watching it thinking, like, it's all popping up in my Facebook memories now. 2 years ago today, you were at the Superdome playing WrestleMania, and then after that I played at WWE Evolution, and then after that they used one of my songs for NXT TakeOver, which was just incredible. It was at the Staples Center in LA where I live, and getting to hear my song in my home arena,
Right.
it's wild. And the WWE fans are very much like rock fans, super passionate. They love what they love. They hate what they hate.
Right.
Myself, as a proud WWE fan, included in that. But it's a familiar vibe for me because I'm a fan, a WWE fan. I'm a rock fan. I know what it's like to be a fan first. And I think that the WWE and the, pro wrestling universe has kind of accepted me really nicely because they know that I'm a fan too.
Sure. Who's your person that brought you in? Is it Triple H, or is it Stephanie, or Vince, or who?
I'm trying to think who it was. I mean, who was it brought us in first? It was really, a lot of it was from Mick Foley. We became friends with Mick Foley, and he was the one that put us in touch with WWE's music team. And then we went through sort of the music division of WWE, and then from there to Hunter and Stephanie and the sort of higher up decision makers.
Sure. Now, one last quick question. I know you said you're working on a musical DVD, and I know also from reading a lot about you that you're very, very focused on fitness. Have you ever thought about possibly doing kind of a combo project? Maybe a get in shape to play guitar type of instructional video, because it seems like you might be able to put both of those worlds together.
Actually, I did something like that. It's called Body Shred. It doesn't really say get in shape to play guitar, but it was something that I noticed after a lot of time, after I started working out and getting in shape. I noticed that sort of the music community was really lacking a positive fitness voice. And it's not that people don't want to be in good shape and, be able to jump around on stage or, play with their kids or just get off of high blood pressure medicine, whatever it is that their fitness goals are. But the fitness world itself is so intimidating. There's a lot, you have a hard time knowing where to start. So I created Body Shred, which is just a place for like-minded rock fans to go. And I designed a workout program and nutrition. We partnered up with a nutrition company called RP Strength, which, they train Olympians and Team USA powerlifters and some of the best in the world, and created this awesome place for people to go check it out. And we're just, the last day of the second Body Shred Challenge is actually today. So my email's going off all day with people's final before and after pictures, and it's just incredible.
Very good. Well, people can definitely see you not only on the DVD or on that program, but they can see you tomorrow on the Say Can You Stream streams. There's a bunch of places. We'll have them linked on this podcast where people can tune in and listen. And I'll tell you what, Nita, why don't you pick a song from Controlled Chaos? Maybe tell us a quick story about it to wrap the interview up.
Let's go with Our Most Desperate Hour, which is the first single from Controlled Chaos and kind of the one that I just feel encapsulates my playing and my style the best.
All right. Well, here it is. It's Nita Strauss right here on your Classic Metal Show.